Holy cow! You know what this is?
What is it?
The 230th weekly MLP Drawing School live
What?
critique stream.
Wow.
Oh my god, really?
Annoyingly, it's not July 30th for our 230th,
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's worth a try. We're close enough. 2 days off. That's
yeah, 2 days off.
I'll let it slide just for now.
just
Pretend. Yeah, well,
But-
it's 1 day off for Pixie, so like that's even closer.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I think we're currently at midnight for Plum too. So
Mm-hmm.
Almost
We
like
are.
me.
I am the Midnight Pony Wolf.
We're filled with future people, so we have time travelers, so we can do this on the 30th.
the person
But now.
sharing my time zone, Alley Claw. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good in our time zone.
Pretty well, I mean, you know. You're a little farther north in the time zone.
that definitely changes time. It slows down due to the cold.
This is the black hole.
I mean, I don't know, where I'm standing, it's quite a weird timeline, so
Definitely
further away
definitely
from
the
the sun you
stupid
are.
timeline. And the one to ensure that it's not totally stupid, Artemis Plum.
Hello.
She's actually the most sensible of all.
Probably, yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, we're doomed.
And then there's
I'm not.
the one who inhabits living fluff. Fluffy's eye.
Don't come near me, or else you'll be choking. Not really. You'll just be hugged, and probably choking because of the hug.
Yeah, the fluff's pretty thick.
Yeah, and I just hug tight.
And then buried down fighting spiders with snakes as whips. Pixie up.
Hello there, how are you all going tonight?
Oh my god. The future sure has
Hey,
changed you.
Yeah.
You went too far in the future, Pixie. No.
And it is our illustrious zombie, LD, Living Dead.
Illustrious. What does that even
Ooh.
mean?
Means
I
you're
don't know,
covered in
Australia,
glitter.
That's a really big word.
It means you're wearing a dress.
No, okay. I thought it was a little breezy.
Spinning.
All right. So same rules as always. If you have art you would like to submit, questions you'd like to ask, commissions you'd like to request out of, who's actually doing commissions out of this group?
Me.
Alley Claw. She will draw plushies.
Whoa.
Wait, have you
Whoa.
ever had to draw plushies?
Accusations.
I've
I've
drawn them
plushie,
myself, but I haven't got
but not for
permission to
commission.
draw.
Same here.
All right. So what I'm hearing is everyone just needs to commission Alley Claw for drawings of their OC as a plushie. Done.
All right, bring it on. Plushify the world.
Yes.
Yes. Fire us art if you have questions, and questions if you have art. This is getting off to a great start.
We are on a roll. This is why we can't start early. We weren't fashionably late, and it threw off everything.
I'm gonna be honest. I got home and I'm like, gotta eat fast. And roll into the computer. Oh no,
Wait,
no,
but
I'm
you have
early.
You have this thing in France where you arrive 15 minutes later than the time you were supposed to arrive at, so that people can be ready and everything. That's just being polite.
I like it. I approve.
I like it too.
So let's get on with this art. Horse art, in fact. No, the fandom is not dead. They're just in a recession of art. So the first picture up is Purity. Purity.
Oh, hey, I remember them.
Yeah. They jumped into our Discord, and they've posted pictures, and they got some cute horses.
Of course.
Do they cute?
So this is a fan art for Beckidolf on IG.
Say that again.
Beckidolf.
Okay. I'll assume that was a word.
Yeah, it might be. I'm pretty sure it's a username. right, they have no questions in particular, but I would like to say once again, damn that mane. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This art is super cool. I just pulled the ear in a little bit, and with this nose, it kind of like has a bit of a bump here. So it might be good to try and represent something similar on the other side of the muzzle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The blue
Yeah, this is awesome.
dots on the ears. Those are weird.
Mm.
It reminds me of the episode where AJ shrinks down because the poison joke.
Cute. Poison joke.
Yeah, I swear one of them was blue polka dotted.
Yeah. What? Did Pinkie Pie had like a polka dotted tongue?
There you go.
Oh.
That's this. When you talk their ear off with the blue polka dotted tongue, this is what you get. I do really like your shading. You haven't gone over the top on any of it. It all seems very nice. Some wonderful, wonderful blending going on. Okay, so white's the answer today. Wonderful blending going on right over here, like around this arch here. Some beautiful transition of color because you go from this like bluish to this reddish that follows through for the rest of the mane. Wonderful job with those little notes. Looks great. Loving it. The eyes? Anyone else find it weird that the pupils are different and the irises are different?
Yeah, I was about to say something seems off about the eyes, and I wasn't sure if it was the shape of the eyes, where they were looking. Maybe it's a combination of both, just where they're sitting on the head. Something doesn't sit. Not even has to do with the style. Just something feels off about the placement of the eyes.
I think this one here is definitely giving it a beady look because that one's enlarged over the other one. At least the iris and the pupil on it. You have a lot less white space around the eye, where we'd expect to see slightly less, just to match the size of the small one. And it's either stick the thumb into the mouth and inflate the one eyeball, or just grab a pin and deflate the other one slightly, whichever is your answer. Both will work because ponies have hilariously large eyes. Like there's the picture of the foals, and someone tried to figure out how big the eye sockets would be, and basically the eyes touch each other inside the head.
So they're secretly Sonic.
Yeah.
See, I think, I mean, I don't really have much else besides the eyes. That was the only thing sticking out to me.
I like
Maybe
that
the forehead.
the pony has styled hair. Like they've cut the mane to be a mohawk, which is nifty. So you've given it the human hair feeling where we actually do have a full top of head, unless if you're going bald like a lot of us males. But the fact that you've given the little detail of shaving the top of the head, that's cool. I like these little touches.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you've made it just subtle strokes, you haven't tried to do too much there and distract from it. It works well. Good job.
I really like the teeny tiny fluff that is there, but
Yeah.
Little
very
boop.
small, discreet fluff.
What, based on this picture and the last picture, I would really like you to ask, or to try and move to the next step. What things are bothering you on your picture? What elements are making you go, I don't want to do this? Because at this point, it's hard to critique your pictures because they are very, very well done, and your style is cohesive through the entire picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like some feedback from you. What's your questions about your pictures? And maybe not this one, maybe the next one you post.
Yeah.
I would like to see a question or two asked with it. And I know barely any people do that, but I think you're at the point where we can push you for that.
Yeah.
And if you do have no questions and you're like, I'm not quite sure, something is bugging me about this, or I'm not sure what I should be doing next, those are still valid ones. Because not every time I stare at a picture do I go, oh, I know exactly what I did wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking through some like older pictures yesterday, so I sort of have that like aspect fresh in my mind of like looking back at pictures and just how much you can like. I literally said this earlier today. Actually, it's like looking back at my old art, I can critique it the way that we critique art on the stream, like completely objectively, just looking at it and seeing like, okay, this is off, this is too far this way, that's too big, that's shaped wrong, and just like see all of the things that could be improved. And like when you draw it, there's no way you can see any of that stuff. So and when you come back at back to something later on with fresh eyes, or even better, like much later on after you've developed your style over the years, like it's so much easier to spot those things. It's really interesting.
All right, shall we move on to our next picture?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Show us more of your things, because they are good.
All right, this is by user deleted from Planet. I think
we
I'm
have to
getting
get them back then.
It's very impressive how far that internet connection goes. That's why Starlink was put up. So this is by user deleted from Planet. I think I'm getting worse at drawing.
No.
No.
Listen, we have a good piece of advice on that. Art is not a straight line. It's not like in a video game where you have a skill and it like goes up in a bar and then it goes from 0 to 100. Art is a squiggly ass line, because it's like art. Like you're not going to develop it and just go like everything is just going to be an improvement over the last. Every drawing is going to be better. You're going to do things differently and weirdly, and sometimes you're going to draw something and it's going to be like, why is my drawing not working today? Firstly, because 2 points. Firstly, that's just what happens day to day, is drawing to drawing. Sometimes something just won't work, and sometimes it means coming at it from a fresh angle. Sometimes it means the art mojo is just not going to work today, and it just needs to be like a puppy day. You just need to take it slow and just warm up and doodle, and you don't have to beat yourself up. I think that you're getting worse as an artist just because today's drawings just aren't going as well, or even like the last week's drawings aren't going as well. It's just a case of nothing happens the same way or goes in a straight line. Second point, if things are looking weird or like not quite right, it's because you're unconsciously experimenting. You're trying to get better because you're doing things differently, and that means that you're trying to do things differently and experiment, whether you are doing that consciously or not, because you want to improve, and you're going to naturally be trying to be like, well, how else can I do this? How can I do this differently? And that is the right approach. I think maybe taking that consciously might be a good sort of step to sort of figuring out your improvement, if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
Lots of us here will comment about how we just lately, even over the past like week or month or something, just aren't making things. Even the last I look at like pictures I drew like a couple of years ago, and I'm like, why don't I draw like that anymore? And it's like, and I do like the stuff I produce like at the moment, but like art changes, and your skills develop, and your tastes change, and your eye changes, and just like nothing's going to remain the same in how you draw stuff, and that just means you're changing and growing.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those not very talked about things that all artists needs to learn, and that's to be good to yourself and to be patient with yourself.
Yes.
Bad days are gonna happen, and even sometimes like drawings won't come out the way you want, and even if you think you're doing enough work, or you think you're doing the right thing, or you think you're practicing, maybe it's like not quite what you need to be practicing, or it's not quite the work you should be doing, or maybe it's like you're mindlessly doodling versus focused study. A lot of these factors play into, your learning and your progress in art, as well as just you're a human. And as we discussed, art learning goes woo. It's very.
That's the sound effect right there.
Yeah, that is the actual sound effect for art learning. It's just you sing it all the time, and you'll get better at art. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but really, just be patient with yourself and warm up. I don't know how much you know about or do warm ups, and I'm not just talking about drawing a face and then being like, oh, that face didn't come out so well. I mean, like, people can attest. I literally, if I'm streaming or if I'm just warming up, I will sit there and I will just draw circles. I will just
Mhm.
over and over draw circles. Sometimes I'll give the circles a face, cause why not? But like this gets my pen moving. It's low effort,
Yes.
low thought process. You're just warming up your muscles. Like if you were to go on a run and you didn't stretch, you're not gonna probably run the best if you didn't stretch because your body is still a little stiff and you might end up hurting yourself or whatever. Swooshing, circles, shapes, just get that. I've seen a graphic on it on the internet before that explains it really well, but think of it like you have this pen. You just got a pen when you sit down to draw. And there's like this little bit of bad ink you need to get out first before your pen
Mhm.
starts responding the right way. It's just doing these little warm-ups, doing like little boxes, little squares, little whatevers.
I just draw
That'll get the
spirals.
bad ink. Yeah, like even just spirals, something to
Yeah.
get that arm moving, something to practice the motions that we're
Yeah,
going to be
because
doing while drawing.
I definitely think there is that period where like you sit down and you're sort of like in the zone of like, okay, I'm gonna draw now. But then like subconsciously, like your brain, your motivation, whatever it is in you is just like not quite there yet, and that's why we call it warm up. So like just open a page and draw circles or draw spirals or whatever, just because your brain is booting and like you're getting, even if you don't realize it's happening, it's like you're getting sort of like all the applications in your mind like set up and running for you to make art. And then when you actually do start drawing, you can start scribbling them ponies or whatever out, and then
Hmm.
your brain has had a chance to just be like, okay, well now I'm in the zone of seeing things be made by my pen touching the tablet. Now I can sort of figure out like how to go from there.
Did we talk about how we perceive our art when we get better at seeing uh, small things that we think are wrong in our art,
Ooh, no,
but
you should
not
you should
getting
go.
better at actually drawing because the line is swooshy. So yeah, if you feel like your art is getting worse, it might just be that you are getting better at seeing flaws
Yeah.
in your art, and that
Yeah,
means that you are actually getting better.
that's very true. That's something that we share a lot in the MLPDS as well as that little graph with how your art skill develops and your analytical eye develop, and they like leap from each other. So there's points where it's like, oh, my art is looking great because your art skill has taken a leap and a bound and outstripped your ability to see things, and then your ability to see and understand and analyze art gets better, and then you start seeing all the flaws again. It's like, ah, my art is terrible. It just continues like that because you're growing.
There's always going to be points where you're like, oh no, my art's getting worse, and your art will be getting worse, and it will be awful, and it will look horrible, and you will hate it, and it will be awful. But what you need to do is
Thank goodness
basically
this is
is
but
build up the kind of motivation to be okay with that and still keep drawing. It's find what interests you. Is it drawing cute characters? Is it drawing
yeah.
Fluttershy or Pinkie Pie or whatever?
It's like what
I'll
Ali said. Just
Yeah,
learning to take care of yourself and be patient with yourself.
exactly. Motivation is important and probably the most important thing about art or whatever.
It's
And
like the core of
whenever I'm
doing it, and it's something I say as well. Is like we have a profession, a skill, a hobby, whatever it is to you, where that solely relies on something that is incredibly fickle and might be there one day and might not be there the next day. And technical proficiency alone just isn't enough a lot of the time. And it's really difficult to deal with. But trying to figure out how to get motivation, not to force it, and like how to get yourself into the zone and encourage yourself, so to speak, can be a very important skill to learn.
sometimes I find that drawing Twilight and Pinkie Pie is what motivates me. Sometimes it's going out and taking a sketchbook and drawing some flowers or
Hmm.
a landscape or a building or whatever. Just,
Mhm.
Get out there and
mess
draw
around.
stuff.
Yeah.
I love sitting outside and drawing. 'Cause it reminds me of college and hanging out with my
Mhm.
well, back when I had IRL friends, and we'd sit together at lunch and draw. It's fun.
It's just chill to do. Just go in the forest and draw stuff. Just sit there for a while.
With this drawing, I just did a little box for the muzzle. When you're drawing the muzzle, it's like you need to. The main thing to keep in mind is that it protrudes out, and you've got like this front face here, and then this side face, and then the top and the bottom. And you can see it a little bit more in this one, but the this little nose hole, nostril, will go on this side where these two meet. And it's a similar kind of thing for the draw. It'll be like, you know, frontish face, and then it goes into like more side stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that just takes breaking down people's art and all that sort of thing. So don't stress too much if it takes a while to get that down.
Break their
It
stuff.
takes a while for everybody. Yeah. Break stuff.
Break everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
There you go. All right. We ready to move on to our next one?
Sure.
Hope to keep seeing your art. Keep drawing. You got this. I know it's hard, but like,
Yeah.
you got this.
You got this.
You
the
got
end of
this
the sentence.
together. Wait, what?
All right. Our next and last picture submitted this week has been submitted by Mr. Brick in a Wall. You might remember them from such walls as that one with the brick in it.
Or perhaps you know them as Mr. A Brick Wall.
Yes, it isn't a brick in a wall, but
That's just LD's nickname for them.
forever it will always be a brick in a wall.
Oh my god.
This is the great and powerful Trixie, and that is their post.
And it's
That
a
it
great and
is.
powerful drawing.
That it is. This is a fun pony to draw.
Mm-hmm.
I love just like the whole composition of this. It's like really showy. It's almost like a tarot card in a way. It's like I love the presentation of it. It's very fitting for the character.
I wonder. So, I'm just looking over some of their older pictures just to see if this is deviated from their normal style. It looks pretty reminiscent. And yes, we do troll all your accounts.
Wahaha. They normally do more painterly, right?
Mm-hmm. Or at least have for a while. Looks like they're going to cell shading now to try out, I guess. Ain't bad.
I think that's a pretty good pretty good thing to experiment with.
Yeah.
When I feel like attempting shading, most of the time it's cell shading.
I'm really liking the marks you've made up in the hat for the fold lines. Subtle, but the overlap makes it clear that it's not just like a hilarious bendy tube, but it does actually fold over itself, gives it the feeling of clothes. Subtle, but good. And this pride flag is fun. Or pride sign.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I'm pretty sure that is an L. Because this is a lowercase d in handwriting. And this is a lowercase e, so this must be a lowercase l in handwriting.
Right.
So my critique is Trixie needs to work on her penmanship for handwriting.
Heck, I don't know cursive, so she gets a pass from me.
Did they not teach cursive when you're young?
They tried to, and I got really stressed, and then cried, and then stopped.
Oh.
Oh.
So it sounds
I
basically...
did not want to do it.
I don't want to do swooshy lines.
I mean, I of course I embraced the swoosh eventually, but
Just in a different way.
yeah, just in a different way. It's like, this is stupid.
Look, someone just cursed the heck out of hello beneath us. That is. Oh, I thought you were about to do an ad for, like, honey? Here?
Oh, hey, Brick and Wool's here.
At first, I wanted to name Screw Cursive. That is. Yeah. That would have been a fine name. If you want to cheat on cursive, there's, like, the entire phonic alphabet's done out for you. And you can just be like, this is the symbol I need for I. Because up till I was about 8, I needed all of that. And we spent 2 years in school learning cursive, so I suck at that stuff.
I like it. Trixie is a good pony, and this is a good thing. Yeah. I just maybe tweak some of the shapes to be more to my liking. But feel free to use them or not use them or whatever.
So, Brickwall, do you have any questions in particular for us on this lovely horse who is trying to destroy her handwriting? Looking at the head. Looks like it's kind of too round, though. It is yeah, their heads are like basketballs. You can take them and go dun 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 dun. You know, basketball music.
Yeah, with a bit of overdraw stuff, I just broke the silhouette a little bit more and kind of brought this thigh in a little, and that kind of helps break it up. I also added this kind of like angle here on around the muzzle, and that's just kind of like indicating more clearly the how it turns up and has this kind of like a boxy sort of angly kind of shape thing.
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah. Redrawing muzzles from other people for days. Oh yes.
It's paying off.
But no, she looks good.
The only thing I quick changed was like just a little tweak. So like ribbons and signs and banners and stuff. Just be careful about the widths. I shaved a little off on each side. Just because the width here was far bigger. Like over here was far bigger than the width of the sign. Maybe I shaved this one a little too small. I think I was going off this curve here, but yeah, it could be a little bit bigger and coming out from it a little bit stronger, more of an angle instead of a curve. That really makes it feel like it's behind it and the whole curve's behind it. So if I were to, I'm trying to see. So if we want, say, a ribbon that goes wee. So the easiest thing you can do is draw this kind of line and just bring down the things, and then just like above you mimic yourself. So since we're gonna want, say this one we want out, we'll make it like your ribbon. So you just gotta go behind, up, behind, up. You know, just ignore me. I confused myself and got distracted. I'll restart that. I'm so used to do it the other way. I wasn't thinking clearly. Okay.
Just play your mind better.
There we go, much better. Yay. See, it's funny, like, things I just know how to draw, it's hard to break down and explain, because it's like, no wait, I just skipped that step. And then my brain gets confused. But anyway, yeah, see how once I shaved everything off, I just kind of, it looks more like it's coming out at a 90-degree angle rather than curving out from it. That just gives it more depth. Feels like it's actually behind it. All that kind of fun stuff. Hopefully, sorry for my confused rambling, but hopefully that was helpful.
I can't count the amount of times where like I've been doing a critique, and I'll do it on the stream, and I'll have like a couple of points a point that I'm trying to make, and there's a couple of like bullet points to it, and then like my brain will just completely die halfway through what I'm saying, and I'm like, oh god, where's the rest of it? I can't remember. What was I gonna say?
Sometimes it's like sometimes I get lost in the drawing and I'm like, okay, how do I put this into words?
And you have to like stop drawing because your brain is just like you can't focus on communication because your brain is just like, I'm gonna be drawing and not talking.
Just stare and watch and do.
Yeah.
Do you have any further questions for us, Mr. Brick? Stream delays music, na na na. Stream delay music, na na na.
This is the stream delay song.
Nice.
We just need to hire CBC to orchestrate music for all of our needs.
You know Plum is a musician,
me?
right?
Yeah, CBC gave us such classic as the audio song.
What?
I'm confused.
Am I referencing MLPDS in jokes that you guys don't even remember, even though it was like a month ago?
I don't remember what I had for lunch today. You might have to refresh my brain.
It was just we were doing audio tests as you asked for us at the beginning of my streams, and then CBC sang an audio song, and
Oh,
then you cropped a clip out of it.
right. Brain power. Well, that appears to be it for people who have submitted pictures to us. Thank you all for coming, I guess. If anyone else in the Peanut Gallery has a picture or a question they'd like to ask, now's your chance.
Speak now or forever hold your art, or at least until next week. Forever might be a bit of an exaggeration.
Or just, ask around on our Discord. It's still around. We still frequent it. There's a lot of people in here.
We recently
pretty
got
active
a lot of new people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's too many. I'm scared. Too many new people.
Yeah.
I need to ban everybody.
Don't scare the
except
new
for
people who
us.
might come telling them there are new people who are scary.
I did have someone PM me and ask me if there was an MLPDS with less people.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, they're scared of number counts because they're like, too many people, I'll never get a conversation, I'll never get
Most
to
of
know
them are
people.
lurkers though, but yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said. There's maybe 15 active people. The rest are off in the distance.
Do servers do that? Do they just make smaller side servers? Is that a
No.
thing?
No,
Oh.
but I mean,
I don't think
we
so.
sort of have.
That's private channels.
Yeah. That's what private
and DM
chats are.
groups.
That's fair.
All right, well, it looks like we have no one firing pictures at us and no further questions, so we're going to call it a day. Thank y'all for coming, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.